I want to talk about cruising real fast, specifically around here where I live in Western Pennsylvania. Now, I watch a lot of low riding, I watch a lot of low riders cruises out in California. Out in California, they have Southern California specifically. That's like the car mecca. That's where, if you're a car enthusiast or a motorcycle enthusiast, that's where you should live. Cars, man, with Southern California has gone back to the 50s and 40s. That's how far back it's the car enthusiasm and hot rods have gone back over there. Now they have a road there. It's called Whittier Boulevard. All right, that's where everyone shows their rides off, whether it's a motorcycle, a low rider, a lifted truck, or whatever. That's where they show it off. And all you see is all these people standing alongside the roads. They have tables, they have chairs, they have barbecues, and they're all hanging out there having a hell of a good time. We have nothing like that here in Western Pennsylvania. There's not even a road here to cruise. I mean, there's roads to cruise on, but nothing like that. There's no roads here. There's no boulevards here to show your vehicle off. Where everyone's going to be like hanging out on the side of the road, just waiting for the hot rods, motorcycles or cars to come down so they can look at it. We have nothing like that here. And I'll tell you the reason why it's like that here. And the reason why it's like that out there. The reason why, first I'll start with out there, the reason why it's like that out there in Southern California is because you have new ideas. You have new people. You don't have the same old traditions that people hang on to, the same biasness, the same racism, the same bigotry that's been around for a long time. And that's what we have here. Okay? The reason why we don't have a cruising boulevard here where you're going to see all these people standing alongside the road. I'm literally talking about hundreds of people standing alongside the roads, like with lawn chairs. They bring like like one of those little instant canopies. We don't have. The reason why you don't have that here is because of the type of people that are implanted here that have been here through generations and generations and generations. What we have here is everyone's stuck on the old ways from their parents and grandparents, passing down the old ways to the children. I've talked about this before. Believe it or not, there's a lot of bigotry and racism here in Western Pennsylvania. You'd be surprised. It's not a very proud thing. I'm not proud to live here. This is a very bigoted and a very racist part of the country. And it's because of the grandparents and the parents that moved here from the old country, and they brought their bigotry and dislike for races and nationalities with them. Okay? And that's why they don't want to let nothing new in here. They don't want to let nothing new in here. No new ideas, no new ways, no new nothing. We have the same roads here that we've had since the goddamn roads have been installed from the horse and buggy days. That's why traffic here is so bad. And what's happened here is the population grew, but the infrastructure did not. And that all goes back to the kind of people that live here. They refuse to change. And that's why we don't have a Whittier Boulevard here in Western Pennsylvania. Just like Bike Week, for instance. There's no Bike Week here at all. But there's a Bike Week in Philadelphia. There's a Bike Week in Gettysburg. There's Bike Weeks down in Maryland. There's bike weeks over in Ohio. There's bike weeks in Cleveland, Youngstown, Cincinnati has bike weeks, but there's no bike week here in Pittsburgh because the officials don't want bikers here. They don't want what bikers were going to bring here. And they're afraid of the motorcycle clubs coming here. They're afraid of the biker chicks coming here, and they're afraid of everything that comes with it. They don't want that here. You know, and it's a goddamn shame. There's bike weeks all around Western PA, but nothing here in good old-fashioned Pittsburgh. And that's why, because it's old-fashioned. And it's a bad old-fashioned. It's not even a good old-fashioned. It's a bad old-fashioned, because they do not want change here. Okay, I wanted to talk about that. Trust me, guys. I know what I'm talking about. I've lived here my entire life. I grew up in the city, and when I turned 21, my parents moved out into the suburbs because they couldn't afford to pay the city taxes anymore. They couldn't afford to pay the Pittsburgh taxes because in Pittsburgh they have a high wage tax. Where I live here, we only have 1% wage tax. I think the city has like 3% wage tax. So whatever you make, besides all the rest of the taxes you pay, when you do your return at the end of the year, you've got to give the city of Pittsburgh 3% of whatever you make. Here, where I live, the township wants just 1%. Okay, that's why I told you guys about the garbage pickup here. The township mandates that everyone has to have garbage pickup. So they're making 1% of the garbage fee for every customer has. That's why I'm telling you it's a racket, because it is a racket. Okay, I'm not going to go into that anymore because this is about biking and cruising. But yeah, we have no bike week here. There's bike week in goddamn Gettysburg, which is 150 miles away. There's bike week over in goddamn frickin' Philadelphia, the city of brotherly hate, where it's 350 miles away. There's bike weeks over in Cleveland, which is 250 miles, but there's no bike week here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We have no Whittier Boulevard here, nowhere you could cruise at and show your vehicle off. Oh, you could cruise here. There's places to cruise, yeah. But there's not places to cruise like out there. We have nothing like that here. And I'm sorry to tell you, never going to have nothing like that here because of the strong, traditional, implanted ways of the people here. You know, what happens is the fathers and mothers were born here in America, but the grandparents come from the old country. They come from Europe. So the grandparents brainwashed their parents, and their parents brainwashed this generation, and they go around to figure, well, you know, this person's Italian American, so he's got to be, my father told me not to trust him, so that I'm not going to trust him. Because that's what how can your father and mother be wrong? It's your father and mother, so they got to be right. You know, and it goes like that for anybody that's black, anybody that's Italian, Italian American, African American, if you're Irish American, if you're Jewish American, it goes like that with almost every nationality around here. Somebody around here was brought up to hate that nationality or that race. And that's why things here will never, ever change. It's a dead area. You know, and it's sad. It's really sad what's going on here. Because this could be a fantastic place if they would just let go of their old traditional bullshit ways. So hopefully one of these days, guys, I'll have some warm weather, some dry weather, and I'll be able to get the motorcycle out once again. Give you guys a ride video. Maybe film the bike sitting in the sun so you could see the reflections off the chrome. I'll see you guys.